It is that time of year again. I mean, technically last year it was in June, but that's because I forgot. That's because I was late. So it's technically every February I want to try and redraw this art to see where I've improved and where I need to continue improving. And one thing that you'll notice throughout this, other than the glaringly incorrect hand right now, but one thing you'll notice about this is that it's taken me way too long to sort of embrace that I am doing digital art, and that comes with the ability to do things like copy things across and think, oh, well, actually, I don't like how this is going, so I can edit it and stuff. It's something that I'm not very good at. So I'm really trying to do that now. I'm really trying to think, you know what, this is digital, I can be... It's not lazy, but I can copy things across if I so choose to, especially with Azu, because I did specifically want her to be more symmetrical than natural. I didn't want it to be exactly symmetrical, but I wanted her to be sort of eerily symmetrical-ish. Hence copying the hands across and copying the hair across and copying the arms across and everything, because it's the vibe that I wanted from her. But I didn't want to mirror because I'm not sure unless it's like for specific reasons, I'm not overly keen on how that comes across, and I didn't want her to be perfectly symmetrical. I didn't want it to be a perfect mirror. Like, you can kind of tell that there were bits on one side that you could see more of on the other side and everything. Anyway, I'm happy with the decisions that I made with her. You might tend to notice that I often... That's the wrong way of saying it. You may notice that I often tend to deviate from my original sort of background sketch thing. And that's another thing that I've really been trying to let myself do, because in the past I'd do a sketch and I'd like work everything out, and then I'd think, oh, this isn't working in this position, but this is how I planned it, so I have to make it work. Whereas sometimes you think something's going to look good in a sketch, and then you actually go to draw it and you think, actually, I think this will look better up here. Actually, I think the perspective is off here. Actually, I don't want to do it like this anymore, and I'm trying to let myself do that and let myself be more free and let myself change my plans halfway through, because it is okay to realise that your original idea is not working out, and so maybe I drew the arm down there, whereas now I kind of want it up here. It's really interesting to look back at, because I remember getting really frustrated at certain aspects, but that doesn't show through in a recording like this. But you might notice that I tend to jump about quite a bit when I'm colouring. Like I did Azu's hair, and then I went down to Hoyo's clothes. Couldn't do it, went back up to Azu's clothes, and because sometimes one area is just not working out and I can't figure it out and is bothering me, and instead of focusing too much attention on a bit that I'm really not feeling, I'll just move on to something else that I think I can do better, and it is a lot less stressful than being stuck on a bit that isn't working and you don't let yourself move on until you've done that bit. It's better to just put that bit aside, move on to the next bit, come back to the original bit when you've done something and you're feeling a bit more confident. I feel like I'm getting good at clothes at this point. I'm always constantly second-guessing my line art. I think it depends on what I'm doing and how I'm feeling at the time, I don't know. I'm quite thrilled with how I colour faces now. The highlighting and shadowing and everything, like, they look 3D. They never used to look 3D, they look 3D now. I'm not great at expressions though, so I need to learn how to do more dynamic expressions. I also really need to learn how to do backgrounds, because I don't know, and lighting and everything. Like, I can do lighting in terms of making it look 3D, but I can't do lighting in terms of, like, you'll see this later. The idea was to have a spotlight but I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to do that. I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to make Azu, like, the light is shining up to her. You can say I've tried to do some highlighting on, like, the bottom of her nose, but it's like I have a specific way that I know shadows go that look right, and I can't do anything other than that. Right now I can only do one light source and that's it, and I can't get fancy, and it is really difficult, but at least I know where to learn. Right now it feels like, oh my god, that's so complicated, I'll never be able to do any of that. But you know, look at these folds in some of the clothes and the highlighting and shading and stuff on the faces and everything. That's stuff that I never thought I'd ever be able to grasp, and now I kind of have. So who knows, in the future maybe I'll be able to do dramatic lighting and stuff, and maybe I'll be able to do backgrounds. I wanted to do like a smoky, dark, creepy background, but I just couldn't do it, so I just did some smoky effect things and called it a day. I'm excited to see what this will look like next year. I hope this time next year I'll be able to do all of the things that I've just said I need to work on. It'll be nice if next year I can have more dynamic lighting and I can have a better background.